Alright, test one, test two. Y'all, this is me every Monday. This face right here, every Monday. I have to give a really quick shout out to a guy named Daniel. He sent me a really badass Tumblr. It says Adventures of Zack and Bee, right there. And then it has Bee's outline. On the back, it's an American flag, and it says Made in America. So this is me, top to bottom. I love it. Love it so much. Thank you, Daniel. I'll leave the link to his Facebook and Instagram down below, and you can go check out his work. Alright, so jumping into it, before I made the decision to come out and made the decision to really live my life as a gay man, I was pretty resolved that I was going to marry a woman, have kids, white picket fence, all of that, you know, the normal life. You know, even when it really clicked in my head that I'm gay, even for weeks after that, I was like, you know, no, maybe I have these attractions, but I'm not gonna live that life. That's not a life I'm gonna live. I want a wife, I want kids. Fast forward a couple years, I'm having this talk with Alistair, my boyfriend, and we're talking about how different things used to be back then versus now for a gay man. So Alistair asked me a question that really got me thinking. He said, if you'd been 22 10 years ago, would you have come out still? I wanted to say yes. I wanted to say, yeah, you know, I would have come out, but as I was thinking about it, you know, I really couldn't give him an answer, and I thought about it hard. That was a question that really stumped me, and you know, things are not 100% now, but we're in a good place. You know, gay is very, very accepted in the U.S. nowadays. You know, 50 years ago, 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, it was so much different. You know, don't ask, don't tell. Gay marriage wasn't even legal. Like, you know, it was such a different time, so I really thought about it. Would I have come out at that time, knowing what I thought, you know, just a couple years ago, that I was going to marry a woman and have kids? You know, 10 years ago, I might have still been in that mindset, and I probably would have been on my way to doing that. I really garnered the courage to come out through YouTubers and through how society has changed so much in the past few years. You know, there's tons of coming out stories, tons of gay relationships out there, and it's really encouraging to see. But 10 years ago, it wasn't really like that. So I wouldn't have had that encouragement to really live my authentic life. Alright, so after my last video, I got a bunch of messages, a bunch of comments, and one message really stood out to me. It's from this 45-year-old gay dude who was living a straight life. He was attempting to live a straight life. He had a wife, he had kids, and his kids were pretty old. And he was expressing to me how jealous he felt of myself and of the younger generation of gay guys who have more freedom to go out and live their authentic life and have gay relationships and stuff like that. Whereas when he was growing up, he felt a little bit cheated because that era wasn't as accepting. So he was telling me about his life, and he said that he'd gotten married really young at 18, and that was sort of expected of him at that time. He didn't go to college, he got out of high school and went straight into working, and he'd been dating this girl for a little while, and so everybody expected them to marry, and they got married. Not long after that, they had their first kid, then their second kid, then their third kid. So by like their 5th year of marriage, by the time he was like 23, 24, he had a wife and he had 3 kids. He told me he knew he was gay, but there was no way in hell that he was going to live that lifestyle. So I asked him, you know, how I know the attractions that I have, and I know how strong those are and how strong the urges are, and I can't even imagine trying to be a straight guy with those urges and having to suppress all of that. And he told me that he hadn't 100% suppressed it. He obviously, you can't suppress natural feelings like that. So he did have affairs with other guys throughout his however long marriage with this woman, but he let me know that to this day he just feels very trapped. He feels trapped in the marriage that he really didn't want to be in the first place. He feels trapped in this straight life that he's not even being forced to live it. He's being forced to live it by his own self, by his own fears of coming out, of being truthful to everybody, and these are things he expressed to me. He's afraid of his own truth. His gay feelings, as much as he tries to push them off, they keep breaking through that wall. So at this point, he's left feeling angry, depressed, guilty, shameful. I asked him, so dude, like, if you were to just be upfront and tell your wife that you like guys, that you are gay, what do you think would happen? And his response was, she would probably hate me, my kids would probably hate me, And that fact alone is gonna keep me from doing it. You know, I don't know this guy's family. I don't know how things would really go in real life. And it's completely different for me. I do understand that. When I was gonna come out and when I was coming out, I was so scared of my family's reactions and everything like that. But they were a lot more accepting than I thought they were gonna be. And everything, it's not perfect, but you know, in that respect, everything's good. And I ain't saying that what this guy is doing is right, because in my own personal opinion, I believe that staying in a marriage when you are not sexually compatible in that way, emotionally, like this is a gay guy, straight girl, you know, it's much more detrimental to her. And if she finds out and he doesn't tell her, if she walks in on him with another guy or finds out that he's with another guy at all and he hasn't been honest with her, that's gotta wreck a person. It's gotta completely destroy a person. And I hope that this doesn't happen for them, for her sake, but you know, it's a huge risk. So this guy basically has just resolved that he's not gonna come out. He's gonna live the rest of his life as a straight man. And you know, that got me thinking about my ex doing the same thing, and all the other guys who've messaged me saying the same thing. You know, you can call them selfish, you can call them assholes, you can call them whatever you want, but what it comes down to is fear. And the fear of being your true self. You know, I have compassion for people like that. I have compassion for anybody who is afraid to be their true self. So sort of tying into that, I've noticed that a lot of gay guys in the LGBT community are so obsessed with straight. Just that whole idea of straight. And they're obsessed with straight guys and straight acting guys. It just doesn't make sense why we're so after straight when we're not straight. We're gay. That doesn't mean you have to go and be the most flamboyant guy. It doesn't mean you have to go be the most masculine guy, but get the idea of straight out of your head. Because you're not straight, you're gay. You just gotta be you. I don't know, y'all. I guess I'm just rambling on in this video. I really don't know what point I'm trying to make, but I have compassion for this guy and for his family, and I hope everything works out for y'all. If you have any thoughts about anything you've seen in this video, go ahead and leave a comment in the comments down below. Whatever you take from this video. If you like green apples too, leave a comment in the comments below. So make sure to like and subscribe, and you know, at this point I really don't care about that stuff, y'all. I'm just happy that anybody's watching my videos in the first place. So if you're watching my video, if you made it to the end, thank you so much. I hope y'all have a great day, and thanks for watching.